It's time for the Wendy Williams Show. Today, Hot Talk with HLN host AJ Hammer, outspoken CBS commentator Nancy Giles, and Prince's ex Maite Garcia. Plus, 121 pounds lighter, the Biggest Loser winner. Danni Allen is on the couch. And why the shocked reaction to Beyoncé's new song. Now, here's Wendy.
We've got a terrific show planned for you. Lindsay Lohan is, well, it's questionable whether she was clubbing after hours, after the court date that she had. So we'll talk about that, plus some juicy celebrity hookups and breakups. And I've got the update of updates on the Deion Sanders custody battle. So let's talk about it and more. It's time for Hot Topics. You know, I've been waiting for this day all through the winter. So spring is here. It doesn't feel like it here in New York, though. It's 33 degrees and there's snow on the ground. However, it's the good weather's on its way, and so are the spring clothes, which I love. Anyway, okay, so now, I was waiting, I could not wait to get here to update you about Lindsay Lohan because she still apparently hasn't learned her lesson. All right, let's do the timeline. First of all, Monday morning, we all know that Lindsay was in court for 90 days of lockdown rehab. That's what she's been sentenced to. And she was told to stay away from drugs and stay out of trouble. She even posed for a new mugshot, which this one right here happens to be her 6th. I must say, you know, she still has the essence of pretty, but her eyes look dead, don't they? Like, there's absolutely nothing, and her expression is jaded, and just, Lindsay, really? So now the word is on Monday night, this is after Monday at court, Lindsay was reportedly spotted outside of a West Hollywood nightclub in Mr. Pink, in a Mr. Pink SUV. I'll explain to you who Mr. Pink is. Mr. Pink, and the logo was on the side or something like that. Anyway, Mr. Pink is this Asian billionaire. I'm not exactly sure how he gets his money, but he's the one who sent the plane to New York to pick Lindsay up, the private plane, to get her to LA so that she could go to court. So according to TMZ, Lindsay hid under a blanket in the back seat of the car when she and her entourage saw that paparazzi was swarming all over the place outside of this nightclub. Lindsay is denying that she was in the car, and here's what she tweeted. I know. All right. She tweeted, guys, relax. Guys, relax. That's not me at AV or in Mr. Pink SUV. I'm taking this seriously and focusing on the road ahead. I stayed in last night after a pretty long day and ordered sushi in my hotel. I don't believe it. Try as you might, Lindsay. You know what? This 90-day lockdown is not going to work unless you focus because you're being ordered. Like I told you, addicts don't take being bossed around very well. They have to quit on their own accord. So none of this is going to work. This girl, you live in a bizarro world, Lindsay. It's not even funny. On a side note, BuzzFeed.com brought up this really interesting facts, including a graphic. Look, they said that Lindsay's been on probation for almost all of her 20s, and they used a pie chart to demonstrate. Here's the pie chart. The blue area represents 86.4% of her 20s, where she's been on probation. And she's so, out of it that she doesn't even realize nobody around her cares about her, I'll bet. I'll bet Mr. Pink doesn't care. I will bet the girl who should have, if that was a real friend, Lindsay, if that's you in the backseat of the car, a real friend would have leaned over and put something up. Show the picture in the car again. It's not a real friend. It seems like she surrounds herself with bloodsuckers and opportunists, and she's too gone with the wind in her mind to understand. Oh, Lindsay, you're a mess, and we're gonna keep talking, and not in a good way. Okay, so it's been a while since we talked about Kelsey Grammer and Camille. You know they're exes now. They may be divorced, but apparently the drama is not over. Kelsey and his new wife, Kate, you know, they just had a baby. Anyway, they recently moved into the $16 million home that Kelsey once shared with Camille. There's the home. Well, not long after Kelsey and Kate moved in, Camille sent over movers along with an assistant who had a list of furniture that she was awarded during the divorce, and she just wanted to, you know, get her things. Some of these things included the king-size marital bed that Kate and Kelsey were sleeping in. Camille wanted it back. So according to the New York Post, Kelsey blew a gasket and started yelling at the movers, saying, you know, don't take anything, don't take anything. But they took stuff anyway because she was awarded this stuff in the divorce. Camille told the New York Post, Camille, the ex, told the New York Post, wouldn't Kate want her own furniture? Yeah. And then I said, no, she didn't want her own man. I will refresh your memory if you forgot. Kelsey and Camille were very married when he started carrying on with Kate. And they set up their own lives here in New York, right? Rented an apartment and everything. Like you and I saw them in the street, and Camille's over in LA with her kids, not even realizing what's going on here. So why would she want her own? Anyway, let's move on. So in another celebrity divorce, it's time for me to update you on what's going on with that nasty custody battle between Deion and Deion Sanders. Okay, so last week I told you that Deion was awarded full physical and legal custody of their 11-year-old and their 13-year-old sons. But they had shared custody of their 9-year-old daughter. Well, now, according to the New York, and I'll pause for a moment and just say, and we were kind of judging that, or was it just me? Like, why would you split the kids up like that? And why wasn't the mother awarded all the custody? And then, you know, like what kind of woman gets, you know, her kids taken away? I mean, it happens if you watch Lifetime, but in real life, you know, and we kind of judge a woman's character when she gets her kids taken away. But now, according to the New York Post, Deion has been awarded full custody of all 3 kids. Pilar found all this information out when she picked up her daughter from school. Apparently, she found it out, like, you know, while she's sitting there waiting for the little girl, the attorney called and I guess let her know. Pilar can see the kids every Thursday for 2 hours and a few weekends a month. Pilar's reps implied that Deion was awarded full custody because the judge is on Deion's payroll. Well, that might very well be true. Who knows? But still, you know, what kind of woman gets all 3 of her kids taken away with limited custody? Do you realize that now she's gonna probably be relegated to moving like to a 1-bedroom someplace because he's probably also gonna sock it to her financially speaking? These 2 were married for 14 years. And Deion, I'm not judging, I'm just asking, what kind of man are you that you would wanna hurt a woman so badly to take away all 3 kids? And Pilar, what kind of woman are you that your kids were taken away? Okay, listen, this is what I need. First of all, I need the full body shot of Pilar just because she is pretty, and now she's pretty and single with no kids in the house. But I'm saying, look, I did a little research. I don't know anything about her doing anything seedy, you know, drugs or whatever. I don't see any track marks. You know, I don't see anything floating outside of her nose. I never heard of a DWI where she almost killed somebody. What? I need people in Houston. That's where they're from, or that's where they live. Houston, anybody, if you're watching, you've helped me in so many cases before. Can you all please just fan out and let me know, what is the tea on Deion and Pilar? What is wrong with Pilar that she can't have custody of her own kids? That's all, right? Thanks. It's terrible. Anyway, it's been a very busy week for celebrity romances, so it's time for hookups and breakups. Hit it. Katy Perry and John Mayer, they're over. Well, Katy and John have been dating since last summer, and they've broken up before, but now they've broken up again. And according to the people at Us Magazine, Katy is leaving the window open to get back together. According to some of Katy's friends, this wasn't supposed to be a long-term relationship. She was only thinking in terms of, for now, and we'll see where it goes. So it's nice that she's leaving the door open. I don't care, though. Like, I don't care. Like, it's odd because I care about 90% of the celebrity stuff that I'm telling you about. And there's some stories that I just feel obligated to share with you on account of everybody else is talking about it. But I have to say, my heart's not in the story. I don't care about Katy Perry as a person. I love it when she puts those... No. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the rest of my statement. I care about her when she puts those lollipops on her boobs and makes me feel like a teenager when I'm driving around. That's what I care. And I know the words to the song, and I open up the sunroof and I blast it like I'm 15. That's the Katy Perry that I care about. But I don't care about the personal life, which is odd because I'm nosy. And it's kind of like, I don't care about Lady Gaga's life. I like it when she sings that music and I open the sunroof and feel like a teenager. But I don't care whether Lady Gaga has a boyfriend or not, if she gets pregnant or not. Like, I don't care about that part, which is really weird because, like I said, I'm nosy, but I don't care who that man is with her, and I don't care. I just want her to get up there with the meat dress and sing. Yeah. Okay. And now on to the hookups. Bradley Cooper is 38 years old, and he's reportedly dating a 20-year-old British model named Suki Waterhouse. What does a 38-year-old man talk with a 20-year-old about? I mean, they're putting this out there like this is a relationship. I mean, I understand a hookup, a drive-by. You don't have to do much talking when you're doing the mattress mambo. But okay, so the girl's name is Suki. We removed her glasses because I wasn't sure whether she's Asian. No, she's a regular white girl with a very fancy last name, Waterhouse. I wonder if she's one of those Price Waterhouses. She looks bad to the bone, doesn't she? Well, so Suki is visiting Bradley now in Boston, where he's filming a movie. Apparently, in this movie, Bradley has to change his hair look. So here he is with a nice wash and roller set. Why wouldn't they just put a wig on him, you know what I mean? As opposed to doing such harshness to his hair. Anyway, good luck with you all's relationship. I'm sure that'll last. You ever think of freezing your eggs? Anybody in the audience? Nobody's ever done it? Does anybody in the audience ever wish that they would have frozen their eggs? I do. I do. Just so that you leave your options open. Well, this actress, Sofia Vergara, is doing that, freezing her eggs. Well, she's 40 years old, and she admits that she's currently also taking hormone pills and will soon be taking hormone injections. And after that, she'll have a full-blown beard. I get scared of the hormones and all that stuff, You ever see women going through menopause and they take the pills, to calm down the flashes, but all of a sudden that mole in their face starts to grow the hair, I already decided I'm not near menopause, but you think about stuff like this, and this is one of the things I love talking with my mother about. Like, I ask her all kinds of quiz questions about, what it's like to get older and how to do it gracefully, And so my mom, she's a real sharer, much like me. So, I decided after talking with her for years about this, I'm not gonna take anything. I'm just gonna let it happen naturally, because I could not imagine that tuft of hair on the face. You know what I mean? Anyway, back to Sophia and the eggs. So the injections and the hormones, and she says at her age, the doctors think that doctors need to get as many perfect eggs as possible. She hasn't said yet whether she's going to use a surrogate or not, but she's got the boyfriend, and I guess they have intentions on, or they're engaged now, and he's 37, his name is Nick, and Nick has no children. Sofia does have a 21-year-old son named Manolo, after that hot drug dealer from the movie Scarface. Yeah. That's true. But at 40, it's not too late to have a baby. I mean, we've seen it happen before. I always think of actresses in Hollywood being so vain that they don't want to mess up their bodies, especially at a particular age, But and because she's known for her body is as important to her as her caliente. And then the surrogate route. The surrogate route is nice. It never works out on Lifetime, you know what I mean? The surrogate always stabs the family or changes her mind in the delivery room. But it works for some people, Sarah Jessica Parker and stuff. I don't know. I always think the surrogate could just be the killer, and it's just too much. It's just too much. But however you decide to do it, Sofia, we'll be keeping tabs on you. Good luck. So, it has been almost a year since the drama at the nightclub with Chris Brown and Drake. Do you remember that drama? They tore that nightclub up. There was glass everywhere, broken furniture, the brawl. It was at Whip nightclub here in New York. Now, Whip is strictly like a VIP thing. It's small inside, but really, really, they're very selective at the door. You have to be either really hot or really famous, or be with somebody who's really hot and really famous. Nobody just gets into Whip. Okay, so with that said, the NBA player, Tony Parker, who used to be married to Eva Longoria, he was in the club that night and got shard in the eye by flying glass because the glass was going every place, okay? So Tony now, who needs both eyeballs to keep his eye on the ball, playing basketball, is suing the club for $20 million because his cornea was damaged. And I think that this is a very valid law. We've talked about this before on Hot Topics. I think it's a very valid lawsuit. I think that they should give him $21 million. But now the club is claiming, the nightclub is claiming that they had no way of predicting the fight. And they said if Tony does win the lawsuit, it should be Chris Brown and Drake to pick up the tab. I don't agree with that, nightclub. I don't agree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I just told you guys that Whip nightclub is very exclusive. Not only that, and I know that, many people don't keep up with celebrity beefs the way we do, on account of that's our job, but everybody knew, and I mean everybody. Suzanne, you even knew, that Chris and Drake do not get along. So when you roll up to, but you know what I'm saying? The bouncers at the door, everybody knew. So in order, that would be like, having Tupac and Biggie, the dearly departed, in the nightclub, and Faith there also, on account of Faith and Biggie were married, and then Tupac was alleging that Faith slept with. Anyway, you understand what I'm saying? Whip nightclub. You knew you were asking for trouble, and it wasn't. When these stars roll, it's not just them. They come and then an entourage of people with them, and the whole bit. It was just bad. Tony Parker, I am so team you, and we're gonna follow this story. So, what do you think about Jennifer Lopez on Broadway? Do you think that'd be a great idea? Yeah. Well, Jennifer, who's 43, reportedly is vying for the role to play Gloria Estefan, who's 55, in the musical that they're working on right now based on her life called Do That Conga. Also, the Mexican singer Thalia, how do you say her name? Thalia. It's funny how nobody cares. No. I mean, it's really weird. Here she is down here at the bottom. She's married to Tommy Mottola, Mariah Carey's ex, and she's very, very. I love your outfit, girl. She's married to the ex, and she had a line of stuff at Sears or Kmart or something at one point, and I just such a random woman. I don't want to see her on Broadway. To me, Gloria, Jennifer Lopez would be a perfect person to play you. The problem is that Jennifer's busy, so she can't be tied to Broadway except for maybe a 1-month run. But my question is, Gloria, you're 55, but you look 45. Why couldn't you just play yourself? Just play yourself. Anyway, I can't wait to see that, you know, and there are a couple of guys up for the role of her husband as well, including the guy from Dancing with the Stars, William Levy, and then this guy right here, and then this is Emilio, her husband, in the middle. Anyway, that's a musical I would love to see, regardless of who played who, seriously. Anyway, we have a great show for you today. Danni Allen is here. You know, Danni is the new winner of The Biggest Loser. She lost 121 pounds. I can't wait to see her in person. But up next, it's time for our weekly Hot Talk panel. Joining me to discuss the hottest topics of the week, including the new controversial Beyoncé song. Don't miss it. Everybody, it's time to discuss this week's hottest topics in the latest edition of Hot Talk. Joining me today from HLN's Showbiz Tonight, my longtime friend, AJ Hammer. Hi, AJ. And the former wife of rock star Prince, and now one of the stars of VH1's show, Hollywood Exes. This is Mayte Garcia. And an actress and CBS Morning contributor, Nancy Giles.
That's right.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Okay, welcome everyone. Let's get started. Okay, so this week Beyoncé released an audio clip from her first new single in 2 years. The song is called Bow Down, and it's caused some controversy over what some fans are saying. It's just very offensive, lyrically speaking. The lyrics raise a lot of eyebrows. Here's one of the lines right here. Look. I know when you were little girls, you dreamt of being in my world. Don't forget it. Respect that. Bow down, B words. So what are your thoughts? We'll go to you, Mayte, first.
I mean, listened to the song. I liked it. I love Beyoncé, but I honestly think that Jay-Z's putting thoughts in her head. Her husband. Yeah.
AJ?
She's a woman who hasn't done anything throughout her career that's not exactly calculated, doesn't have an exact purpose. So to me, it was a little surprising. She's not the kind of an artist who needs to do something to get attention. And if that was the purpose here, I mean, look, she gets all the attention she needs. If that was the point, though, to me, that's a big miss. I think there's more to the story, and I think when we get to talk to Beyoncé about it, I think we're really going to find out what was going on.
You're gonna get to talk to Beyonce? I love that.
I'm planning on doing that.
You know
what
what?
do you say, Nancy?
I love her, and I wish I wrote the song. I do. Every once in a while, I mean, you know, like every once in a while, I think women need to just sort of like go off and say, bow down. I do. Maybe you don't.
If you have to say bow down, then there's no need to bow down. It's like if you call yourself a diva, then you're not really a diva. There's certain things that don't need to be said. I mean, you know, a few weeks ago, she was singing at the inauguration. Then she was performing at the Super Bowl. We celebrate. You're on a Pepsi can, for goodness sakes, to tell B words to bow down. And then you're saying girls run the world. And it's the thing about Jay-Z, here's how I think that if she wanted to say something slick, she could have said it on his album where she just popped in the studio and did a verse.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But here's what some Wendy watchers say. They say, Jendy G says she preaches about women empowerment, but then turns around and calls them B words and demands them to bow down. Beyonce is such a hypocrite. And Starmaine P says, this is one of the Beyonce CDs that my granddaughters can enjoy. Yeah. Gosh, do you ever wonder if Sasha and Malia will be listening to this CD? And how do you align yourself with the president and then say, I want...
But you know what? It's a song. It's a song and it's entertainment. And I actually agree with AJ in the sense that I bet she's loves stirring up controversy.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. People are going to buy the record. I mean, Madonna, who some people think really empowered women, she did a lot more offensive things than the song.
I know,
did.
but Beyonce's different.
I know, no,
she
she's
needs to do
completely
that.
different.
Is it an official single? Is it an official release, or is it a bootleg that maybe came out that she?
I heard it on the radio.
She did release this. There was a piece of me that almost felt like, I have no idea, almost felt like she just did that documentary.
Yeah.
Where she was so vulnerable.
Right.
And in a place we never get to see her.
Right.
She's so to herself.
Yeah.
And she's saying at the inauguration and got all that backlash for the lip sync gate.
Right.
There's a piece of me that feels like, did she need to kind of pour it on the other edge?
Yeah.
It's one thing, though, when you have a teen star who wants to change their image
Right.
and they go to that edge. I don't always think it's a great move. Beyonce doesn't need to do that.
Yeah,
If she
she doesn't
wanted to-
need to do
yeah.
that. She's too classy.
I don't mind.
You know, even if she was going to do something like that, she should have done it 15 years ago before she became so polished and so the queen. You are the queen of everything. Don't be desperate for attention, okay?
I agree.
Let's move
I
on.
agree.
So our next story is about this comedian by the name of Jen Kirkman. You know, she's one of a growing number of women who chooses not to be a mother. She writes all about it in this new book that she has. It's called I Can Barely Take Care of Myself. And in the book, she talks about the backlash that she gets from family and friends and even strangers for choosing to live child-free. So my question for the panel is, do we judge women who vocalize that they don't want kids? Nancy, we'll start with you.
Yeah, we do judge them, whether they say they don't want kids or even if they just don't have kids. I don't have kids. I wanted to have them, but I didn't. But you'd be surprised how
But
many...
I'm not looking at you the same way, though.
Well,
you said you wanted to have them.
I did, but because we share the same thing in that when you don't have them, everyone wants to tell you what to do. Like, oh, have you thought of artificial insemination? Ew! Like, that's not your business. Even cab drivers will sometimes say to me, how old are you? Do you have children? Why not? You should have children. I mean, it's not anybody's business. It's private.
Okay.
That's how I
For me,
feel.
Maite?
I'm really sensitive about this because, I mean, I wonder why she's doing a book and glamorizing it or making fun of it because I want to know, has she tried? That's my question. Because would she write a book like that, you know?
No, she's in this book. She's emphatically saying she's not saying she didn't meet the right man. She's not saying it's
She
because she
didn't
got
want
to.
them?
She didn't want.
Yeah,
She doesn't
which
want
I think
kids.
is honest.
AJ, what do you say?
I'm so glad I could be the man here with the expert opinion on this. To be perfectly honest, prior to speaking with the Wendy Williams show and knowing we'd be talking about this, I had no idea this was an issue. I had no idea that people judged, particularly I found through talking with my colleagues at work, it's women who judge the other women.
We're always judging each other.
Interesting to hear about that cab driver. Assume that impression was a man. But in speaking with a lot of women that I work with in the past 24 hours, apparently it's a huge deal. My personal opinion is, let people live their own lives. Why box people into how you think they should live? I'm all
I
about
do agree with
follow
that.
your passion, follow your bliss, and your individuality goes along with that.
I do agree with that, but I also am embarrassed to say that I'm part of the judging. I mean, I'm embarrassed to say that. Yeah, like you don't want kids?
I agree.
You're really mean,
Oh, no,
aren't you? Or
no,
you're
because,
selfish.
no, you
That's
know
what
why?
people think. People think, you know, you're mean, you're selfish, you're unnurturing, and even men sometimes look at women who don't want kids like, what kind of viper are you? I'm embarrassed by my
It
thoughts.
surprises me to hear you say that.
Well, I'm embarrassed
Oh,
to
okay.
say it.
Well, you know
but
what?
I'm judging. And guess what? There's a whole group of people that judge women
do
like me
judge.
because we only have one child. So now you say,
Yeah.
I'm selfish. We judge each other. And if you have too many kids and
Right.
can't take care of them,
Octomom.
we're judging you.
Woo!
Right.
I mean,
It is an endless conversation.
I think eventually, I think we're all bred to give birth, to be that mother.
Yeah.
You know, so I think eventually,
not all.
when she's older.
How
she
long were you
might-
and Prince married?
4 years.
4 years. Just a random question. I'm going to talk to you about it through the commercial break. Look, everybody. Up next, we're going to find out what a shocking number of couples lie to each other about. Don't go far. Thank you. Welcome back, my friends. Okay, so we're doing the Hot Talk panel right now, and research is showing that 37% of men and 56% of women have lied to their partners about money. The question is it okay to keep financial secrets from your significant other? And I'll go first. Yes. Okay. Yes. But there's rules to that. There's rules to that. Number one, it can't be something detrimental to the relationship, like you haven't paid the mortgage in 4 months because, because you're in debt with your Visa card, $25,000. As long as the financial secrets aren't hurting the relationship, yes, keep secrets. My mother didn't raise a fool. My mother impressed upon me and my sister, and I have a brother too, but us girls, a very long time ago, you can work, you can have a career like she did, but also do your own credit and have your own money. Yeah, and I don't think there's anything deceptive. Maite, what do you say?
I think in the marriage, no. I think if you, because relationship is different, yeah. But I've dated guys that have like a Lexus BMW and they have 3 roommates.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's very, very big in LA. Like trying to front that you have something and then you don't, and then you get in the relationship, you get attached, and then it's like, oh no, I'm with another broke guy. Well,
that's why
and
you
it's
have to do your investigation before you get married. But once you get married, listen to this survey. 66% of people in relationships feel that being honest about money is as important as sexual fidelity. Well, are you serious?
Well, I agree.
I mean, to me, the notion of that sounds absurd. I certainly understand that money problems like what you're talking about, not getting the mortgage paid, and bigger issues like that can certainly lead to a marriage unraveling and falling apart, as can sexual infidelity. But, we're talking about the difference between spending issues and also being involved with another person and adultery. I think they're very different.
Two different things.
Yeah, they're different, but you can learn a lot by how people handle their money. And for me, I would want a separate account, and I agree with you. For big things like mortgage, you should be honest. But like a pair of shoes or something, and also I think it's
or
different.
a trip to Paris with your mother, depending on how much you have stashed away.
Absolutely, and I think there are different ways. I agree, and how you handle money also shows something. Like I would not necessarily. I have little investments and whatnot here and there. I wouldn't necessarily want to date a guy that didn't believe in checking accounts and cashed his checks at check cashing places. Right. That's not going to mesh with me. That's a whole different lifestyle.
But then you want to be with somebody who doesn't tell you how he handles his money, and then eventually...
You see how I handle my money, so I have a secret account over here, and what? If you stay good to me, this money is for us. If you're bad to me, at least I have my, fleeing money.
But what about the idea...
It's not lying!
No, that's not... What about the idea that somebody might... I have a friend who spends $450 a week on a haircut or something like that.
Oh, right.
She would never tell her husband. She tells her husband it costs $250.
Why? Just be honest.
Well, that's what I say, but you think it's okay.
Well, that doesn't matter. To me, you're married to a person who presumably is something like your best friend. You have a responsible household. You pay your bills on time. If the haircut costs $2,000, I took it from my secret account that you know about, but you don't know what bank it's in or whatever. He has his secret account, which is not a secret. It's like an open secret.
That's kind of like infidelity, because you're not being
completely honest. There's no man involved.
But if you're married... But if you're married, it's like you have to be 100% honest. Like, I have this, but don't touch it. But this is what I have. So then you feel at night, you go to bed going, okay, we're not broke. He's hiding the money, but I know it's there, and it's good. It's not like I'm hiding a woman, and
I would feel like it was more infidelity if he had a secret apartment. That's the whole.
Or a secret lover.
Or exactly. Or a secret house.
That's
a
same
big
though,
thing
because then he can't do that.
You guys, we have to go into a break. They're going to continue. We're about to be cut off by a commercial. Thank you all for being here and spicing up our hot talk panel. For more information about our panelists, go to wendyshow.com. Stick around, please. Up next, the Biggest Loser's newest winner. See what she looks like now. And, she's coming up later, but up next, it's time for Ask Wendy. Thank you. Hey, you. It's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
Hi, Wendy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How can I help?
I'm Debbie. And my sister seems to think that my husband may be a little bit jealous of our relationship. And so when he found out we were coming here, without him, he was a little hurt. And so I want to know, how can I get him to understand that I really, really love spending time with him, but it's just a little bit different with the girls.
Yeah. Well, where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from North Carolina, but I live in Mississippi.
Okay. And so your husband is back in Mississippi now?
Yes, he is.
Well...
Working.
Yeah. I mean, you can talk to him. You have a very kind tone about you. Let him know, you know, I really do love you, but every once in a while, I have to spend time with the girls, and we have to do something fun together. I'm not up to anything seedy. If that might be in the back of your mind, look, she's on TV with me right now. She's not laid up in the hotel room with the next man. Yeah, you're just having fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Sit him down and talk to him. He'll understand. And maybe make it up to him when you get back by making his favorite meal or, you know, bringing him a New York t-shirt. I'll give you a how you doing t-shirt or something to give to him.
Okay, you love that.
Very well, very well. Welcome to the show. Everybody keep it here. The winner of The Biggest Loser is here next. Don't miss it. Excited to meet our next guest. You know, she was recently awarded the grand prize of $250,000 after losing 121 pounds on the NBC hit show The Biggest Loser. Take a look.
When you started this competition, you weighed 258 pounds. In order to win The Biggest Loser, in order to win $250,000, you need to have lost more than 120 pounds.
Please welcome the biggest winner from The Biggest Loser, Danni Allen. I love the show The Biggest Loser because it's incredible to me how you all are able to lose the weight and then look so great and start a whole new life. Yesterday we showed a picture of you and your arms, and can you just take your jacket off just for a second?
I love taking this off now. So hold on, sorry.
Danni, you've got guns of steel.
Got 'em. That's a Jillian Michaels tribute. Is my arms.
Yeah, I love her. I just met her for the first time. You know, she came here to have.
Awesome.
She's such a girl, but she's a tough trainer.
Oh yeah.
So tell us. I guess she had you in the gym, which is how you tighten your arms so well. What are you going to do with $250,000? This is incredible.
You know, honestly, I made no plans for it because I thought it'd be a jinx to be like, taboo. Don't think about money that you don't have yet. But Jeff and I did make a personal promise to each other because we knew we were the guaranteed finalists going in. Joe and Jackson were going to be voted. And we're like, look, we've worked so hard. We're going on vacation somewhere. So let's promise whoever wins is treating the other person to a vacation.
That's nice. That's nice.
I'm gonna live up to it.
So you're from Chicago.
Yep.
But I hear for your brief time visiting us here in New York, guys have been hitting on you in the streets.
They have, and it's been so weird. I actually had a guy the other day, I was walking, and he's like, you know, I just wanted to let you know you're beautiful. If you don't have dinner plans, here's my card. And I'm like, is this real? Like, this happens in real life?
Yeah. Have you ever had a steady boyfriend?
You know, I did a little bit. I had a boyfriend in high school. I did date a little bit in college, but you know, I was never secure enough in myself and felt that connection with anyone. So it's never really been that road for me. Just yet.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
If you don't mind. 26 years old. So tell us about your weight struggles when you were a kid.
I struggled with weight my whole life, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And there's one story that just completely stands out in my mind. I was at my neighbor's house, a girl that I thought was one of my best friends, and she goes, we're 9 years old, we're kind of getting in that boy's phase. She goes, you know what, this boy's coming over that I like, and he doesn't like fat people. Do you mind if you leave? And I'm gonna cry again. It was just one of those moments. I didn't even go home.
Yeah.
I was just like, I left, she asked me to leave, but I was just like,
it stayed with you all of your life.
Kids are cruel, and I think that
adults are crueler.
Exactly.
Well, congratulations on your weight loss. Now, I hear that is it true that you want to run the Chicago Marathon?
Yeah, and I'm in. I just found out I'm running in the Chicago Marathon.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now that you don't have the support of The Biggest Loser TV show, how are you going to keep this weight off?
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go Forrest Gump on you guys. I want to run across the nation, and people have been inviting me to different 5Ks and joining their charities, which I'm just so thrilled to be a part of.
Aww.
So I want to run. I was running, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Is there anything that you've cut out of your diet? Like, do you still eat, full-fat bacon? Do you eat both pieces of bread on your burger, or do you?
You know, actually, I've become a huge fan of that, like, lettuce burger. You know, they tend to do those big pieces of lettuce on each side, because I'm a meat girl. You cannot take away my steak or my meat.
Please,
and
you're from the Chi.
I know. So I have to eat my meat. So I do substitute the breads. I did cut a lot of the carbs and honestly a lot of the gluten. I'm kind of going more the gluten-free route because I do believe that that's actually more natural and better. And Jillian's all about, she taught me natural and organic, and it worked. I'm like, I don't need any surgeries.
You
my
look
skin
incredible. I was
going to
say, you don't have hanging skin, nothing.
I was really lucky. And
listen, I have a little something for you because I know that you're going to be running, and we want to keep you warm while you run. Excuse me. So we got you this, and as long as you're running, please help me promote the show.
oh my God, it's gonna be all over.
Check your local listings. Danni, it was so nice to meet you. Congratulations on everything. Danni Allen, everybody. Give it up for her and her weight loss. Up next, we're going to reveal our audience eye candy of the day. Don't miss it.
I know.
Welcome back. It's time for our audience eye candy, and it's the first day of spring. So it's a given that everybody looks beautiful but you.
Thank you.
Welcome to spring. Everybody say hello to Natalie Jean Charles. Okay, here's your diva fan. And tell us about your look, Nat.
Hi, Wendy. First, I want to say thank you for choosing me. You know, it's spring, the first day of spring. I wanted to bring some sunshine in. Got my shirt from Macy's, $30. And I got my pants from H&M, $20.
Beautiful.
Shoes from Macy's as well. Jessica Simpson, originally $89. Got them for $62.
Your lipstick is beautiful also.
Candy Yum Yum Mac.
That's me all day. Thank you, Natalie. Everybody stay with us. We'll be right back. I had a blast today. I want to thank Nancy Giles, AJ Hammer, and Maite Garcia. Also, the Biggest Loser winner, Danni Allen. Of course, my co-host, my fabulous studio audience. Tomorrow on the show, we've got the Smash star, Megan Hilty, and we'll also show you the 2013 Products of the Year winners. So you don't want to miss that. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye-bye.